Hey everyone, welcome to the Moose Crew. Moo here, and today is a very hyper quick cut video. I made a long video edit about some rumors. Rumors real now, thanks to Netflix unveiling War for Cybertron Trilogy, Chapter 3, Kingdom Beast Wars. Beast Wars! Beast Wars is back! Okay, as a 90s kid, I am ecstatic. I didn't grow up with G1, it's nice and all, but I have my Beast Wars. I'm excited. I can't wait to do this. I'm very excited about the prospect of having Beast Wars. Back to other news. We have the Fan Friday on Friday, which is now Friday because it's midnight. And then we have Walmart's Collector Con, which they're going to be selling you exclusives, of course. Get your pre-order in before the bots do. And, you know, I don't see this going smoothly at all. I hope I'm wrong. I genuinely do. Alright, and the last thing is go ahead and listen to the rest of the video if you're wanting to know about some studio series leaks. Beast Wars is real. It is coming. I'm excited. Hey everyone, welcome to the Moose Crew. Moo here, and today we're going to be talking about the War for Cybertron Trilogy rumors that have been spreading all across social media. I have been avoiding talking about these because I don't like to, stir the pot, and the people that are providing any leaks, I like them to not have to worry about them being exposed to where it might have some negative repercussions. But how I'm seeing on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, I figure, we might as well talk about it openly at this point. I will not disclose where I read this information. I will not disclose said this information. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But what is happening with the War for Cybertron Trilogy? Chapter 3 is going to be known as Kingdom. As you can see on these pictures that I'm showing you here, they're spelling out the word kingdom in Cybertronian. This is not just a coincidence. Hasbro doesn't just do things like this to, oh, haha, we're being silly and spelling out words. This was very intentional. Kingdom, what's the significance of that? You have, let's look at the past here. We got War for Cybertron Siege. Siege was the war on Cybertron, as the Autobots attempted to escape Cybertron and find a home somewhere else. And then you have Earthrise. It's the journey of the Autobots leaving Cybertron, their little antics that they get along the way, running into mercenaries and whatnot, and then actually arriving on Earth. And then this final chapter, Kingdom, out of the blue. What does that even mean? It makes sense. How do you go from this journey to Earth to Kingdom? Well, it's time travel. Time travel will be introduced in this, bringing the Beast Wars characters to the series. Now, a lot of you may just clicked away because you don't like Beast Wars, but hey, I love Beast Wars. It's what I grew up with. You have your G1. We all have our nostalgia buckets that companies fed us as kids to make us want to buy their stuff now. It is what it is. All right, so let's actually talk about, the same source that hints and also hey, 86 movies, Dinobots. And thanks to Walmart and their super secret secure inventory system, we see that sure enough, Dinobot listing for the 86 movie is on their website. And you know what that means? That leak was accurate. And not only that, they were more specific about what figure and what the listing would be. And this was months ahead of time before the Walmart leak. So they went with, this is the 86 movie. What about the Beast Wars I was talking about? Well, glad you asked. Now that we kind of reaffirmed the leaker and where this information came from, and they have shown to be a very reliable source, we now have the Beast Wars figures coming in the Kingdom. You have the leader class figure Beast Wars Megatron and the leader class figure Rodimus Prime with his trailer. Now wait. G1, I thought I was saying this was Beast Wars. Well, no, here's the thing. G1 fans would lose their mind if they all of a sudden took a franchise, War for Cybertron, this whole series, and took a 180 and said, bye-bye G1, we're going Beast Wars only. That's not going to happen. Even though it's the Beast Wars 25th anniversary next year, they got to sell these G1 toys. They still got a huge roster of characters they need to get through, and they're not going to give that up, of course. And so they will have G1 characters alongside the Beast Wars characters. Now that time travel, it's not just Beast Wars characters coming in, and it's going to be joint. right? So let's talk about some additional figures that we're going to have. We'll have a Optimus Primal Voyager class and a Dinobot Voyager class. I'm excited about Dinobot. Optimus Primal, after the Power of the Primes Optimus Primal, I'm weary at how well he will be. I hope they do it justice compared to the Power of the Primes Dinobot, Optimus Optimal. The Masterpiece line that they have had Optimus in and Dinobot in have been amazing, but as far as Hasbro's own figures, we haven't seen a really great Beast Wars figure since the Thrilling 30s with figures like Rhinox and Dinobot. Oh, not Dinobot, excuse me. Rhinox and Waspinator. All right, let's keep going. There's another Voyager one that's been leaked, Inferno. And unfortunately, it's not the Beast Wars Inferno. It's a G1 Inferno, so we won't be having the royalty. And, we won't be having the Inferno that interacts so well with Megatron, calling him the Queen. And yes, Queen, I would love an Inferno. That way I can play with them and reenact some of those oh so glorious scenes where Megatron would get so frustrated about it. For the royalty! It's amazing. But no, we're not getting that, at least not yet. Who knows what's beyond Kingdom's first wave? But there's always something to look out for too. Next, let's move on to the Deluxe class. Cheetor. The War for Cybertron Cheetor was leaked even before Kingdom. Like, this was leaked once again thanks to Walmart's inventory site. I thought this would be like a War for Cybertron TV series, like a Netflix exclusive Cheetor, but no. And going along with Cheetor, we're gonna have Airazor. So Masterpiece Tigertron comes out in just a few more months. I can't wait to have Airazor and Tigertron together, even if the scale is kind of wonky, until Takara Tomy decides to make a masterpiece version of Airazor. Who knows when that's going to be, if ever. That looks like a difficult design to have it done accurately like they have been with the other masterpieces. Time will tell, but it'll be nice to have the two figures together. The Micromasters and Battle Masters that you're aware of from the previous Siege, and also the Micromasters and Battle Masters from Siege and Earthrise, they're no longer going to be in this. They're going to be replaced by a new class of figures known as the Core class, and it's going to focus on the more smaller characters such as Rat Trap, Black Arachnia, and Tarantulas. The very small figures by comparison, at least. In addition to that, the Weaponizers will be replaced with some sort of skeleton armor. I believe the name that they're throwing around is Fossilizers, but think of maybe bone armor or some add-ons that would give it some more primal sort of accessories to go with the theme of Kingdom. I'm hoping it plays out well. Only time will tell if any of these rumors are completely true, but after the same leaker giving away a whole bunch of other information that was confirmed, once again, Walmart's beautiful non-buggy website that lets people buy 12 figures at the same times and sells them all out at Oh, did I go on a rant? Oh, my bad. So with the Studio Series line, we gotta have G1 24/7. Like, we can't take G1 off the shelves. So let's say Kingdom comes and goes. Where's the G1? After that, maybe they'll stick with the main chug line. Whatever the successor to War for Cybertron would be. My theory is, if the messenger you, I'm gonna pause where I'm recording. Now let's go ahead and talk about the other rumors. The Studio Series rumors that we mentioned briefly earlier. So, the thing is, if Beast War figures sell well enough, and Hasbro decides, we got the kids that grew up with it, now they have their own kids, so let's give them the opportunity to buy those toys for them and their kids. Kind of like bring more money, just like they did with the G1 thing. Nostalgia, product. Nostalgia, product. And so now it's Beast Wars' turn. People that grew up at Beast Wars as their Transformer series, they're ready. They're ready to buy figures of any ones that are good fans of it. And the passing parent, the local store will be like, oh, yeah, I remember this when I was a kid. Maybe I'll get it for my kid. And they'll like it as much as I did. Just so those passing kind of, they hope they get you with the nostalgia factor. So, that's great for Beast Wars fans if they decide to make the next trilogy after this focused on Beast Wars. I would love it. I don't ever see Hasbro doing that. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of love, but that's because G1 fans are still their cash cow that they're milking right now. So, how are they going to keep getting that money from the G1 fans? well, you can't take the product off the shelf. You have to keep G1 on the shelf. So what they're going to do is they're going to bring the 1986 Transformer movie to shelf through the Studio Series line. So we got Cup, Knob, Jazz, Blur. No, it's a Shark-Con, by the way. Those figures will be deluxe lines that they're bringing in from the 1986 movie. And then they're going to have some Voyager classes. Looks like Cyclonus, Scourge, and a Hot Rod. I'm actually kind of excited about Hot Rod if he looks good. His masterpieces have not looked that great. He's got almost as bad luck as Starscream when it comes to that. The leader class figures, you have Slag the Dinobot. And he's coming with a little human figure, Daniel, from the movie. And of course, Grimlock. You can't have Dinobots and not have Grimlock. Grimlock King, Grimlock kick butt. And Grimlock's going to be coming with Wheelie. He is the little guy from the movie that I talk like this. I talk like children. And the first time I watched that movie, it was annoying. I couldn't understand it, and I did not like it at all whenever he would talk. Now, after I watched it a couple more times, I'm like, oh, it's not so bad. I can kind of understand him a bit better. I can't tell what was worse. The Junkion people that talked like old TV style, or Wheelie. Like, both of them were extremely hard for me to understand. Maybe because I didn't grow up with that type of TV where they talk a little fast, other than like the disclaimers on medicine, like, oh, hey, this stuff will kill you, but we're going to bury all that information in the disclaimer at the end of the medication video. But anyways, that summarizes the rumors that we got going on right now. Once again, grain of salt, blah, 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 but the person that has leaked this information has been confirmed for other things. So I'm excited. Please consider liking and subscribing. Really helps with this new channel get off the ground. I'm trying, I'm learning this trial and error on how to do things and how to make things that people actually want to watch. Still figuring that part out, but I figured if I keep making stuff that I'm interested in, maybe someone else will be interested in it too one day. Thanks again for listening. Y'all have a great day. I normally do, product. God, loud cars outside. Motherfuckers.